Hello, welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Nancy Godi Angonihu. Franklin Efe is my sign language interpreter. First, the headlines. President Bola Tinubu administers oath of office on Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun as acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. Federal government reiterates its commitment to containing crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. Plus, Zambia strengthens drought response as Kenya and Uganda step up surveillance on imports. Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun has been sworn in as the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, succeeding Justice Olukayode Ariwola, who just retired from service. President Bola Tinubu administered the oath of office on Justice Kekere-Ekun, who emerged the second female CJN at the Council Chamber of the State House. State House correspondent Musbao Den Wahab reports.
After a short private visit to France, President Bola Tinubu was back in town right in good time. There should be no vacuum on the highest bench in the land. 66-year-old Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun is a perfect match, being the next most senior justice of the Apex Court as recommended by the National Judicial Council, NJC. The jurist started a legal career in Lagos as a private lawyer in 1985, appointed as senior magistrate grade 2 in Lagos State Judiciary in 1989, and later became a judge of the High Court of same state in 1996. Elevated to the Court of Appeal in 2004 and to the Supreme Court of Nigeria as the fifth female justice of the court in 2013. Justice Kekere-Ekun is apparently not just small for the position. Seemingly convinced by her capabilities, President Tinubu implored her to uphold the sanctity of the judiciary and promote the rule of law.
Let me also reassure you that the judiciary under this administration will continue to receive prompt and adequate attention in recognizing its status as a driver of social order, rule of law, peace, security, and economic development. I therefore urge your Lordship to be faithful and loyal to the Constitution when discharging your duty as acting Chief Justice of Nigeria.
The acting CJN is coming in when observers expect the repositioning of the judiciary for better administration of justice. She is certainly aware of the challenge and promised to take the arm of government to higher heights.
I believe that there will be cooperation because we all want to see a better judiciary. A better judiciary is for the benefit of the entire nation. Whatever the shortcomings that we see today, we're all members of the society. So if we want to see improvement, let the improvement start with each and every one of us. And then we'll also be more particular about the process of appointment. I know it gives a lot of concern, discipline on the bench, at the bar as well. All these things are aspects that we will look into. And I believe that by the grace of God, at the end of my tenure, we will have a judiciary we can all be proud of.
Indeed, very excited. We're very, very excited. First, because we have not kept any vacuum, in our democracy, and that's the beauty of it. Yesterday we had a former CJN step down, haven't attained, the statutory age, and within 24 hours, we've seen the beauty of our democracy. Mr. President himself had to stop his own trip to ensure that governance and democracy does not stop.
As the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, everyone knows her for her competence, most importantly, for her moral rectitude, for her character, for her firmness, and I expect to see some institutional reforms during tenure.
Justice Kudirat Kekereekun will continue in acting capacity until her confirmation by the Senate, when she would also become the next chairman of the National Judicial Council. From the State House, Musbau Nanwahab, NTA News.
Away from the judiciary, President Bola Tinubu has reiterated federal government's commitment to containing crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism to improve the nation's crude oil production. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the president, who was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, stated this at the graduation of Course 32 at the National Defense College.
Grand Commander of the Order.
This symbolic ceremony signifies the graduation and confirmation of fellowship of the National Defense College on these 11 officers, mostly from the Nigerian Armed Forces, paramilitary, strategic civilian agencies, and 13 others from allied countries. The event marks the end of 11-month course at the National Defense College, Abuja, the Nigerian apex military training institution. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, charged the graduates to develop applicable solutions to combat state and regional security challenges, stressing that the federal government is committed to further secure the nation.
We are also working tirelessly to curb the menace of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism in the Niger Delta. I have also charged the defense headquarters and other security agencies with curbing the menace of crude oil theft as soon as possible. This will no doubt boost oil production and achieve our desired economic stability. We will continue proactively intervening in matters that benefit our citizens. Recently, we have made significant strides in addressing some of these challenges. We have implemented a new national minimum wage, which will benefit not only civilian workers but also personnel of the Nigerian Armed Forces and other security agencies.
The National Defense College has for the past 32 years championed the development of a research-based approach to addressing emerging threats.
The mission of this college is to develop future leaders sufficiently equipped with the requisite knowledge and analytical skills necessary to harness the instruments of national power in a dynamic defense and security environment.
For these 111 officers and civilian participants from strategic government agencies who are now fellows of the National Defense College, Abuja, the event is a transition to a higher level of command and control. From the National Defense College in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Thank you, Ismail. Now, President Bola Tinubu-led administration is poised for the emergence of a world-class police force that is inclusive, technology-driven, community-based, and alive to its constitutional responsibilities. Minister of State for Police Affairs Hajia Iman Suleiman Ibrahim made this known during the renewed Hope Police Agenda Town Hall meeting held in Umuahia, Abia State. Ifoma Nduokolia reports.
The citizens' town hall engagement with the team, community policing, building a safer Nigeria, aims at providing a platform for direct engagement between the Ministry of Police Affairs, citizens and other critical stakeholders across Nigeria. Minister of State for Police Affairs described the renewed Hope Police Agenda as the implementation of a community policing strategy designed to redefine and strengthen the Nigerian police force through infrastructure advancement, welfare enhancement, strategic communication, and public trust management, among others.
At the heart of this renewed Hope Police Agenda is the implementation of the community policing strategy that is designed based on local peculiarities and aspirations, with the full participation of members of various communities as stakeholder blocks to ensure inclusivity and full ownership of security and safety.
Earlier, while declaring the event open, Abia State Governor Alex Oti commended the ministry for change of approach to security situations through the engagement of critical stakeholders.
The battle against insecurity is one that we must win. My assurance is that no matter the resistance on our part, we shall never lose focus.
Other speakers at the event said the meeting will go a long way to foster a transparent dialogue as well as share insights on ongoing police reforms.
You need to help the security agencies that have been posted around to be able to give them signs of the areas that are more vulnerable or the people that they should avoid, because we know ourselves.
But community policing is basically about partnership, about identifying the needs, the policing needs, or the security needs of the society.
The minister and her team, on arrival, took a tour of some of the facilities in the police formation. In Umuahia, Ifeoma Ndu-Okolie, NTA News.
The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, has confirmed receipt of 50 billion naira from recovered proceeds of crime by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. A statement by NEL Fund's Director, Corporate Communications, Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Oseyemi Oluwatuyi, says EFCC had released the fund following directives from President Bola Tinubu. NEL Fund says the money will further boost its program, depicting a major milestone in present administration's commitment to bolstering access to education by providing financial support to students. NEL Fund extends appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for his unwavering dedication to the education sector and continuous efforts to support the vulnerable in society. Nigeria, in collaboration with the United Nations, is focusing on transformative impact of digital technology in driving innovative and addressing global challenges, especially on the people and role of youth-led micro, small and medium enterprises. This formed part of messages at the Youth Day celebration in Abuja. Comfort Fashion was there.
Among the things that stands one out in the crowd is having the ability to take the lead in solving common problems. I asked if the youth, especially those with digital and technological skills, are ready to get involved in the task of attaining sustainable development goals.
They have demonstrated a high, level of readiness in embracing digital platforms or digital solutions and technology towards achieving sustainable development goals.
It starts with a mindset, and it takes a drive, it takes determination, it takes a dream.
As digital transformation continues to shape industries, youth-led micro, small and medium enterprises are in the forefront, leveraging technologies such as mobile devices, digital platforms and artificial intelligence. These innovations are considered critical to achieving sustainable development goals, with technologies linked to over 70% of the 169 SDGs targets. It's estimated that these technologies could reduce the cost of achieving the SDGs by up to $55 trillion.
Excuses and progress don't work together. You have to make sure that you are deliberate.
The ability to explore, ability to make things happen lies on our young people.
Innovate to generate.
As we use the digital economy to really accelerate prosperity and alleviate poverty in our continent, we should always keep in mind that principle of leaving no one behind.
The 2024 International Youth Day has a theme from clicks to progress. Youth digital pathways to sustainable development. It underscores the importance of empowering young people through digital means. In Abuja, Comforts, Fashion, NTA News.
Kenya has ramped up health and surveillance measures at its border at the Malabo checkpoints along the Kenya-Uganda border. This is in response to the growing monkeypox threats across Africa following the World Health Organization WHO's declaration of global health emergency. Comfort Fashion again reports.
Health workers enforced rigorous new protocols such as mandatory hand washing and temperature checks for all travelers, as travelers could be seen queuing at the border control. Port Health Officer Paul Kibe stated that the heightened alertness levels to be able to find and isolate travelers with high temperatures coming from their neighboring countries, up to even those who are coming from the DRC, which is exactly a place where disease has really affected many people.
And our alertness levels we have heightened so that we are able to capture all travelers coming from our neighboring countries. So in case again we find that someone has signs and symptoms that we've been given, then we are able to call a clinician from our health facility, that is Kocholia Hospital, to come and do further examination.
We must be worried every time there is a public health emergency as travelers, because we sleep in lodges and eat at hotels, not knowing the health concerns of the food. But we just encourage ourselves, said Alex Iogisa, a long-distance truck driver. He added that only God can protect them, but they are asking the government to take the matter with a lot of seriousness. The Mpox outbreak has significantly impacted the DRC, with over 16,000 reported cases and more than 500 deaths linked to clade 1 of the virus. The less dangerous clade 2, which caused the global outbreak in 2022, has a fatality rate of less than 1%, but can still cause serious public health concerns. According to WHO, Mpox spread through close physical interactions and contaminated items such as bedding, clothing, or needles. The virus causes flu-like symptoms and skin lesions and can be transmitted both among humans and from animals to humans. While vaccines do exist, they are typically only available to those at risk or in close contact with confirmed cases. Comfort Fashim, NTA News.
This news on NTA International. Let's take a break. Thanks for staying with us. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a visit to Ukraine and meeting the country's president. The historic Friday visit came over a month after Mr. Modi met President Putin in Moscow. Kolo Mohammed tells us more.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's historic visit to Kiev on Friday is coming just weeks after Zelensky condemned the leader for embracing Vladimir Putin during a trip to Moscow, saying it was a huge disappointment and devastating blow to peace efforts. According to reports, Modi said his country stands firmly on the side of peace. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was warmly greeted by the Indian expatriate community upon his arrival in Kiev on Friday, marking the first time an Indian Prime Minister has traveled to Ukraine since its independence in 1991. They welcomed him, chanting his name and waving Indian flag. Modi shook hands with the crowd and posed for group pictures. During the visit, Modi will meet with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky for talks on economic ties and defense cooperation. The Prime Minister is also expected to discuss diplomatic efforts to end Ukraine's ongoing conflict with Russia. A couple of months ago, Modi met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow, a meeting that received criticisms from Washington and the Ukrainian president. President Putin according to the Indian leader the highest state award of the Russian Federation, the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle. Analysts say the visit could also be an attempt to have India strike a more neutral stance after what has been seen as a lean toward Russia, given Modi's recent Moscow visit, his country's historic Cold War era relationship with Russia, and New Delhi's avoidance of directly criticizing Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
The 3 days conference on applied information management technology in its 4th series holding in Abuja has ended with participants exploring what it takes to sustain national growth via innovative information management strategies. The conference, put together by the Association of Applied Information Management Professionals, had the theme Leadership and Economic Recovery Impact of Information Management Professionals. These professionals have been equipped to transform the national economy through application of cutting-edge knowledge of information management and its application to their organizational microenvironment.
all the plenary sessions and all the syndicate sessions. One thing has been established that Nigerians are ready to work for the growth of the economy of this nation and to make this nation go forward. And we have seen that most of the things we need to make things work in this nation are right here.
Our advice for the government is to see how corruption can be removed from our system. Sincerely, government should fight the corruption, the scam that is not allowing the economy to be able to perform in the way that it should.
What we could do in 6 months, today we can do it in a few hours, just because of the data we have in our hands. But again, if this data is manipulated wrongly, it will lead us to making wrong decisions and then negatively affecting our economy. And so the security of this data is key, even as we also utilize this data to improve our economy. A lot of industries rely on data now to make decisions. And that's why every country that has gone through digital transformation has seen a rapid increase in their economy.
The association had new members who were conferred with membership and fellowship, inducted into the body equipped to deliver top-quality information management standards. A Nigerian law student from the University of Maiduguri, Borno State, Ibrahim Muhammad Nasiru, has emerged second in the first category of the 44th King Abdulaziz International Quran competition in Makkah, coming behind Saudi Arabia's Saad bin Ibrahim bin Hamad. Correspondent Tope Alabi reports.
In a splendid ceremony held at the Grand Mosque in Mecca, the 44th King Abdulaziz International Competition for Memorization and Interpretation of the Quran reached its grand finale under the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud.
Inna Allah bi'ibadihi la khabirun basir.
The event was honored by the Deputy Governor of Mecca, Prince Saud bin Mashal bin Abdulaziz, who recognized the remarkable achievements of this year's winners. Saudi's Minister of Islamic Affairs, Da'wah and Guidance, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Abdulaziz Al Sheikh, highlighted the profound significance of the competition, describing it as a testimony to Saudi Arabia's unwavering dedication to nurturing the memorization and recitation of the Quran. المتسابق ناصر إبراهيم محمد من جمهورية نيجيريا الاتحادية. Nigeria's Ibrahim Muhammad Nasir, a law student from the University of Maiduguri who hailed from Shira local government area, Bauchi State, clinched the second position in the first category, coming behind Saudi Arabia's Saad bin Ibrahim bin Hamad. Nasir had earlier won the first position in the 2023 National Quranic competition held in Damaturu, Yobe State, which qualified him to represent the country at the international level, and his performance in that of Abdullahi Salisu Abba in the second category have indeed made Nigeria proud. The competition, which is a hallmark of dedication to the Holy Quran, attracted 174 contestants from 123 countries and did not only celebrate the spiritual and scholarly excellence of its participants, but also underscores Saudi Arabia's commitment to the preservation and deep appreciation of the Quranic heritage. The winners in the 5 categories of the competition received cash prizes totaling 4 million Saudi riyals. Tokbe Alabi, NTA News.
All highways with high volume of heavy-duty trucks will now be reconstructed with rigid pavement using cement. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, in his message to the Nigerian Society of Engineers 2024 conference in Abuja, says the adoption of this model is to guarantee durability. Kelvin Ewunuaye reports.
It is the 2024 Engineering Conference on the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Buhari branch, where professionals examine the cement conundrum, impact of inflation, energy cost and cement prices on the new policy of government in road construction. So, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, represented by Dr. Halimat Adediran, immediate past chairman of the branch, insists that stakeholders in the construction industry must begin to align their operations with the new thinking of government to save costs and guarantee durability of Nigerian roads.
Certain selected roads that rigid pavement are meant to serve or are meant for. Rigid pavement are meant for highway or roads that are prone or susceptible to high traffic, high vehicular movement. The road are able to carry or withstand the load of heavy duty trucks. Okay, and also for areas that are waterlogged.
The fear of the initial cost is what is making people to run away from rigid pavement design. But when you look at the lifespan, you see that it's better to adopt it for some of our roads in terms of the heavy loads that are carrying.
The conference, attended by industry players and branch members, is designed to help stakeholders transit seamlessly to the new paradigm being championed by the Federal Ministry of Works as a key component of the 2024 annual general meeting of the branch. In Abuja, Kelvin Ebunwaye, NTA News.
And Saturday's weather prospect just before we go. And that's it on the news. Franklin Efe has been on sign language, and I am Nancy Godiawanihu, thanking you for watching.